to do a short video of mounting a scope to a rifle to show folks that it can be done and it's pretty easy to do. I wanted to keep it short so people could spend just a few minutes and then go, yeah, I could probably do that, before they spend the time it takes to do the research and figure out all the steps, and maybe particularly for a different rifle. So let's get started. What I have here is a Remington 700 chambered in 300 Win Mag. The bolt's been removed and I've checked for safety. There's nothing in here. There's no rounds in the chamber, so we're safe to go there. So the first step that we want to do is remove the plug screws that we're actually going to be mounting the brackets to. So I've already got two of the screws removed, this one and this one. So I'll just take a screwdriver and quickly remove the other two. Now you should probably save these in case you want to take the scope off, or sell the rifle without the scope or something like that, so you can put your plug screws in. Obviously they have a purpose to keep gunk and grime out of there. So with the plug screws out, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of rim oil on a Q-tip and clean each of the holes, and there's a little bit of grime in there. Here are the bases that I'm going to be using from Leupold, and they're for a Remington 700, so make sure you get the right ones for your rifle. An important thing to note for the Remington 700 at least is that it comes with a set of long screws and a set of short screws. The short ones go in the front, the long ones go in the rear. If you get those reversed, your bolt won't close properly, but it will close and it'll fail to fire. One thing that I was wondering where the instructions were for these mounts, and there aren't any here, there aren't any in the front, and when it lays in the package you can't really tell it, but it does come open. That sort of tricked me at first. Although they're just a basic set of instructions, and it actually doesn't talk about the long screw short screw thing in here. Okay, I have the rear base sitting on the rifle. The length between the screw holes is actually different, so you can't confuse them. And the way this is configured, this notch is where the mount's actually going to be, so that's sort of how that has to go, or it hang off the back. Now the front mount, I have a decision to make as I line it onto the rifle where it'll sit. I can either have the mount sit here, or I can have it sit here. Now I sort of dry fit my scope in place a little bit ago to see where I would like it, and I actually decided that I want my mount to sit like this. So I'm going to go ahead and screw that in place. Alright, I've got two of the screws in, and I'm going to go ahead and put the third one in, and I'm going to use a little bit of blue thread lock formula here. Leupold says that you don't have to, but then they do say if you do, make sure you use blue and not red. Apparently red is permanent and blue is not. I'm not planning on removing this set of bases from the rifle, so that's another reason. That, and it's a 300 Win Mag, so I wanted to make sure that I don't have anything backing out on me, so I'll clean up there. Alright, let me go ahead and get the last screw in. Alright, all four screws in, front and back, remembering that the long screws go in the back and the short ones go in the front. I've got my thread locker on there. I've cleaned it up a little bit, and these are torqued down to hand torque where I think they're supposed to be at. You can buy a special fancy torque wrench type deal and torque those down to specifications, and if you're going to do it a lot, I suggest you do that, but I didn't. So now we're ready to move on to the rings. The rings that I have are a Leupold QRW. They can quickly be taken off of the rifle, although I don't anticipate needing that. I think I got these more because they were on sale at the location that I purchased them at, rather than it being that I could take them off the rifle quickly. Alright, I have the front ring in place. Now I'm just going to loosen the rear ring. Both the rings are identical, by the way, so you don't have to worry about which one goes where. I'm setting that in place and tightening it back up to hand tight there. So that's pretty much it. The rings are in place, and as I was putting them on, I guess it would be nice because these will fit any type of rifle system with this rail system. So if I did need to take the scope off and swap it out or put it on a different rifle or whatever it might be, it would be pretty nice because you could do it in the field fairly quickly. So now I need to take the top off the rings and mount my scope. So I've got the rear ring, the top half taken off of it. I'm going to work on the front. One thing that's nice is they do include this wrench, so you don't have to fuss around with finding the proper size wrench. There's one that's included with it. So I'm going to go ahead and get these taken off and get the scope in place. Now with my rings disassembled, I'm going to go ahead and put my scope in place and just set it in there. One thing I didn't say earlier was that with the rings, they'll come in low, medium, or high, and you'll have to figure out for your particular rifle and scope combination what you're going to need. In my case, it's medium, and a couple of the things that you're looking for is when you set the scope in the rings, does the front of the scope clear the rifle barrel? And in the back, are you still going to be able to work your bolt properly? With lows on this weapon, I'm not able to work the bolt properly, so I went with mediums. I mentioned earlier too that this was a Revenge scope. It's actually a Redfield, and the model is a Revenge Hunter. So just a little correction there. So now with that in place, I'm not going to do a lot. There's a lot on the internet that you can look at that talks about how do you make sure that you're perfectly vertical and horizontal and all that, and how to sight that in, and also about where your sight goes as far as when you're looking down it, as how far it is from your eye. I'm not going to go into all that. There's video on the internet about it, and I'm not going to dial it in today. I'm going to put the top of the rings back on, and I'm going to wait till I go to the range to do the rest of it. Alright, I have the front ring on, and now I'm going to put the back ring on, and I wanted to show you this process because you have to snap the ring over the tube of the scope, and it's a little unsettling if you've never done it before. Alright, that went fairly well. You always hate to force something onto a scope that cost a couple $100. So I'll go ahead and tighten these down. I'm not going to use thread lock on these because I'm going to adjust this later. Once I get this dialed in and adjusted and all the screws are tightened down, I'll go ahead and back out each screw individually, put Loctite or thread lock on, and then put it back in place. That way I don't compromise the adjustments I've made to the scope by taking them all at once. So just individually take them out when I do that. So that's it. I have some screws to tighten down right here, and I'll be finished. Alright, that's it. The scope's all mounted on there. I don't really know how long it took me because I was doing some laundry and answering a couple of emails and some other things while I was in the process of doing this and recording. But it didn't take that long. So hopefully now maybe you have a little bit more confidence to put a scope on yourself and spend the time that it takes to do the research and things for your particular rifle and your particular setup.